Okay, so good evening, everyone, and I'm delighted to welcome you to today's webinar, Inside Influence, a Developer's Perspective. I'm Hiya Shah, the Product Marketing Manager at Hex Wireless, and I'll be your host for this session. At Hex, we're the team behind Influence, a platform designed to empower businesses in the CPaaS ecosystem. So now, while most of our webinars focus on strategy, growth, and client success, today's is very special because we are going behind the scenes into the world of development, design, and innovation that powers influence. And who better to take us there than our very own Hardi Joshi, developer at Hex Wireless. So Hardi has been one of the driving forces behind Influence, working tirelessly on modules, features, and improvements that make it one of the most user-friendly and impactful platforms in the market today. Hi Hardi, welcome to the session.
Hi, Hia. Thank you so much for the introduction. I'm really excited to be here and share my journey with everyone.
Okay, wonderful. And for all of you attending, feel free to drop your questions in the chat and they'll be visible only to me. And I'll pick a few for our Q&A at the end. So let's get started. Okay, so let's start with your journey, Hardi. So how did you begin your career in tech and what led you to become a developer at Hex Wireless?
Uh, when I was a child, my dad introduced me to computers, and that early exposure sparked my curiosity. Later in college, I got great exposure to many domains of computer science. I worked on various projects that aimed at solving real world problems, and I absolutely loved the process of problem solving. Joining Hex Wireless gave me the opportunity to apply my skills, keep learning, and contribute to innovative products like Mfluence, which have a real impact in the CPaaS ecosystem.
That's very inspiring, Hardi. Okay, so now let's dive into influence. So you have been deeply involved in its development. So can you tell us like what was the vision when building influence and what challenges did you face early on?
Our vision was simple but ambitious, like to create an ultimate marketing automation platform, one that businesses of all sizes could use without needing deep technical expertise. We wanted to simplify complex processes like WhatsApp API integration, automation, chatbots, campaign management, and lead management, and bring them all together in a single user friendly interface. Of course, when you are on a journey to build something great, challenges are inevitable. Since influence could mostly be used by people with non-technical background, our biggest hurdle was designing a smooth user experience that anyone could effortlessly navigate. And balancing innovation with reliability was a constant challenge. But it shaped the strong foundation that influence has now.
Absolutely. I think striking that balance between innovation and simplicity also is what really makes influence stand out today. Okay. So what are some of the influence features that you are most proud working upon?
Honestly, it is very difficult to pick favorites as each module has its own uniqueness. And the one I am especially proud of working is the WhatsApp campaign module. It enables businesses to connect with customers at a scale while also keeping things personalized. And I also contributed to chatbot integration, automation workflows, which really help reduce the manual effort and allow businesses to stay responsive around the clock. Another feature that I'm super excited about, which is still a work in progress, is the prospecting module, where users can search leads by applying various filters according to their ideal customer profile and seamlessly run campaigns on them using multiple channels. And of course, how we can forget the analytics dashboard that goes beyond just presenting raw data. It provides actionable insights and that businesses can immediately use. Because when displayed well, even raw data tells a story.
That's fantastic. I think that really show how influence helps businesses work smarter and also grow faster. Okay. So now that when you're building these features, how do you prioritize what comes first, like business needs, user experience, or technical feasibility?
That's a great question. And honestly, it's never just a one thing. We usually start with business need because at the end of the day, influence is built to solve real world problems that businesses actually face. But once we understand what needs to be built, user experience becomes the next big priority. If a feature is too complex for users to adopt, it doesn't matter how powerful it is. Finally, we layer in technical feasibility, making sure the architecture, scalability, and performance align with our long term vision. So, in a way, it's like a three-way balance. Business needs define what we are building, user experience defines how it should feel, and technical feasibility ensures it's sustainable and reliable in long term.
That's great. I think that's a perfect three-way balance. Okay. So now let's get personal for a moment. So, what does your typical day as a developer at Hex Wireless look like?
Uh, a typical day starts with a daily stand up where we align on our tasks and priorities. After that, I usually dive into development, whether it is building a new module or enhancing an existing feature or debugging issues. What makes it really enjoyable is the teamwork aspect. I'm constantly collaborating with our product teams and QA teams because building a product like Mfluence is a continuous cycle of iteration and feedback. Uh, as I said, development is an iterative process, and we are fortunate to have constant guidance of our founder DK sir, who is always there to help us think through the challenges. And about my most favorite part of the day is the discussions that go around in the technical room. There's always someone dropping the knowledge bomb and showing a clever workaround. The environment we have, it makes feel less like a work and more like solving puzzles with some really smart friends. And since no 2 days are same, that's what really makes it interesting.
That's amazing. So, this really shows how collaboration and also a dynamic environment can keep innovation at the heart of influences development. Okay. So, now since influence is built for non tech users, how do you make sure that features stay simple and intuitive?
Uh, that's actually one of the most important parts of our work. From the very beginning, we knew that most of the people using Influence wouldn't necessarily have a technical background. So simplicity had to be the heart of every feature. What we generally do is put ourselves in user shoes. And as I said, we also work very closely with our product and QA teams to test features from a user's perspective, not just a developer's. Sometimes that means going back and redesigning the flow that felt clever to us, but it was not intuitive for a end user. Another thing that we focus on is progressive learning. Instead of overwhelming users with every option at once and multiple buttons, we keep the interface clean and guide them step by step.
Yeah, I think that makes total sense. That's probably why influence feels so natural to use, even if someone's not very tech savvy. Perfect. Okay. So, Hardi, if you had to share a few lessons from your journey of building influence, both technical and personal, so what would they be?
One of the biggest lessons I have learned is that collaboration is everything. No feature is ever built in isolation. Honestly, some of the best solutions have emerged from that random conversation with teammates where someone casually drops an idea, then suddenly, everything makes sense. Another big one is patience. I've also had to make friends with patience, which I'll admit wasn't my strong suit. Because debugging and scaling a solution can take way longer than you expect. And sometimes the brilliant idea that you started with ends up in trash. And that's okay because that is the part of the process. Another one is that learning curve never really flattens in this field. At first, it used to stress me out a little bit, but now I actually enjoy learning new things. Like, because technology moves at a lightning speed, and every new framework, API, or trend feels like a shiny new tool for the toolkit. It keeps things exciting, uh, like a never-ending puzzle with pieces like that change continuously. But that's what makes it fun.
Yes, exactly. I think these were some golden lessons, and I'm sure many aspiring developers here can take notes from that. Okay, so Hardi, if you had to explain influence to a non tech friend, how would you describe it?
Uh, I would say imagine you're running a business and you need to talk to customers on WhatsApp, email, or let's say any social media platform. Normally, that means juggling between multiple communication tools, lots of work, and spreadsheets everywhere. Influence takes all of that and puts it in one place. It's like your all in one communication assistant. It helps you find leads, send campaigns, set up chatbots, and track results without needing to be tech savvy. In simple terms, it's like having a smart marketing team that never sleeps, all packed inside one easy to use platform.
That is such a perfect way to put it, I must say. Okay, so now let's look ahead. So, what exciting things can we expect next in influence, and what role do you see tech like AI in CPaaS?
Uh, the future of influence is all about getting smarter and more global. We are building AI driven campaign insights that will help businesses fine tune their communication strategies in real time, almost like having a marketing coach built right into the platform. We are also expanding channel integrations beyond WhatsApp so businesses can truly run omni-channel campaigns without hopping between tools. And yes, the prospecting module I mentioned earlier is a big part of that vision, making it easier to find and connect with the right leads. Our philosophy is automation first. We want users to spend less time clicking buttons and more time actually connecting with customers. And in the bigger picture, AI will play a huge role in CPaaS, like from smarter chatbots to predictive analytics that guide businesses towards better engagement.
That sounds really exciting, Hardi. And I think a lot of businesses will love the kind of automation and AI that you are building into influence. Okay, all right. So now let's open the floor for questions. We'll take a few questions from the audience and you can drop them in the chat. Okay, so we have the first question, and it says that with AI coming into influence, should developers be worried about automation replacing their work?
No, not at all. AI is more like a partner that takes care of the repetitive stuff. So we can focus on solving bigger and more complex problems. It actually makes the work more interesting.
Okay, perfect. We have another question. It says that what was the toughest technical challenge that you faced in Influence so far?
Uh, Honestly, I think scaling was the toughest. Making sure the system didn't break when thousands of campaigns hit at once. That took a lot of late night of debugging.
Okay. Um, we have one more question. It says that what keeps you motivated when things get repetitive or tough in tech?
The impact is what makes me motivated because seeing businesses actually use what we built and succeed with it, that's the biggest motivator, even on the hard days.
I agree. Okay, so I'll pick one last question. And it says that AI sounds exciting, but will it make the platform too complex for non tech users?
Not at all. The goal is to hide the complexity and give users clear, simple insights. Think of it as a coach guiding you, not a dashboard full of scary numbers.
That's perfect. I think that was it then. Thank you so much, Hardy. It was such a refreshing session. And it's not every day that we get to see the human and technical side of the product building. And to everyone who joined us today, I hope you leave with a deeper appreciation of the work and innovation that goes into making Influence what it is. And this session was powered by Hex Wireless, the team behind Mfluence, a platform that continues to shape the future of CPaaS. And if you'd like to learn more about Mfluence or even see it in action, just click the link in the chat to connect with us and book a free demo. So, yeah, until next time, take care and keep innovating. Bye bye.